Hello everyone, I am currently somewhere on the coast of Ireland. I really hope I'm able to cut out the wind in the back, but let's see what happens anyways. Let me just show you around. I guess we got the water. It's actually not very... It's quite close, and then we have the sea. And the main reason I want to make this video is because by the time this video goes up, it will have been exactly 2 years since I kind of made my own workout routine that suited my needs, and I've been able to stick to it for 2 years. And while it's been 2 years, my life hasn't been the exact same throughout, and I've gone through so many different changes, from initially being unemployed just after graduating college to starting working part-time but working shift work, and then going from that into a full-time job from like 9 to 5. So I've kind of experienced the whole range of types of work, I guess you could say, and I've had to adapt my workout routine to be able to do it. And so this is kind of a video about how I was able to maintain, how I was able to stay disciplined to continue doing the workout routine that I wanted to do for myself throughout those 2 years, even with all the changes that kind of came by. But just before I get into all of that, like initially when I started my workout and when I had created it, I wasn't working. I had loads of time. I would go out every day and train 2 hours every day because I had the time. Then I started shift work, and because with shift work you could have 9, 10, 11, 12-hour shifts. The days that I had to work, now thankfully I wasn't working full time, but the days that I had to work, I couldn't work out because I was just not around at the right time, and if I had a night shift I'd have to sleep the next day kind of, so it just didn't really work. So what I would have to do there is just the days that I wasn't working, I would have to work out, and that was quite tough, and it's really hard to live like that. But then when I went into full-time employment in a 9 to 5, things got a bit easier because I had a routine. I had a way of sticking to kind of what I needed to do, and I could schedule my workout in and out at the same time pretty much and stick to it. So yes, when I went from having all the time in the world to starting working, yeah, I had to give up a little bit of my workout, and I had to adjust and kind of calculate what was important for me and keep the exercises that I wanted to keep, that would keep me healthy and that I wanted to be able to do pretty much. And then once I went from shift work into 9 to 5 work, I could again increase the workout that I do because it was a bit more consistent, and I knew how much time I would have and how tired I would be in general. So while it's not the exact same workout that I've done for 2 years, I have still maintained the same skills and the same qualities of my workout as I would have even if I was completely unemployed right now and I had all the time in the world. And while I'd love to continue talking about kind of the differences of working out when you're employed, unemployed, working part-time, working shift work, working full-time, 9 to 5, I think that's a topic for a different video, and I might do that later. And also for the sake of keeping this video short. So we'll discuss that at some other point. Maybe leave a comment down if you want to see it any sooner, but I might get to it at some point. So let's go back to my car because it's too windy out here to record. And also bear in mind, in this video I'm not going to talk about what my workout routine is, or kind of how you can create a workout routine for yourself based on what you need or what you want. There are some exercises from my workout routine in my previous video. If you want to see that, check it out. Yeah.
Okay, Editor Anu here, and just want to add that I've been able to do my workout in different locations. So I've been able to do it when I was staying in India for a month. I was able to do it when I was on a cruise. So I guess that's kind of a benefit of the workout that I chose. But the fact that I was able to stay consistent with it while I was away from home is also part of why I want to make this video. But also, if you are on holidays, take your break. Don't work out. You don't need to.
Alright, this is a much better place to be talking from because there is no wind bothering me here, and you can still see the ocean in the back, so I think it's a good spot. But yeah, let's get into kind of the 3 things that I wanted to talk about, and I guess these are kind of ideas to keep in mind when you want to stay consistent and disciplined. I've just noticed them from doing it for so long, and I've kind of picked up on them, and they're kind of my way of keeping myself disciplined or motivated, if you want to say. So it might be helpful for anyone who wants to start working out and wants to kind of stick to their routine. It might be helpful for other routines, but I kind of want to put it up for myself in case at some point I forget my workout routine or I lose it and I need to rebuild one, or I need to come back to it, or I feel like I forgot how to stick to my routine, or I've lost any consistency, that I have this information here for me, and I can go back to being like, oh yeah, these were the basics for me when I first did it. So yeah, so let's get into it. Number one, this is I guess I call it controlling your losses. And I guess the whole point behind this is, no matter what you do, if you need to win at something, for example, let's say if you need to win a match, you need to win a match. But in terms of keep sticking to your routine, being consistent is winning when it comes to your workout routine. So if there's anything that you need to win, and it's always going to happen where you're not going to win every single time. So what's going to happen is you're going to have a loss. And when you have that loss, you want to control that loss. It's not about just, oh, I lost, let's forget about it. Let's continue. We'll remember what mistakes we made and move on. No, when you're in that moment, you want to control that loss, and then obviously work on it after as well. But in terms of, I guess, like working out, that would be, let's say you have a loss, right? And your loss is, oh, I didn't get to work out today because things got busy. So what can you do to control your loss? Well, you could maybe eat a little less because you don't need that extra energy to burn, so you could eat a little less to accommodate for that. That's controlling your loss in one way. Or you could maybe do a little extra the next day. Or, maybe you have a rest day in the week or two. So maybe use one of them and just convert today into a rest day. This allows you to kind of be adaptable and flexible. To kind of give you an example that's not related to working out and kind of staying consistent, let's say you're playing a football match, right? And you're losing 1-0. Okay, you still have a chance. You can still win this. But let's say you go down 2-0, 3-0, and now there's no point. Like, you've definitely lost. You're probably not going to come back. The other team is just better. What do you do? How do you control your loss? Well, at that point, you're controlling your loss by saying, hey, look, we're not going to concede another one. 3-0 is what the score is now. 3-0 is going to be the score when the game ends. Or you can push on a little and be like, no, we're going to get one back and we're not going to let them score. That's controlling your loss. So instead of it being like, let's say it's 3-0 at half time, instead of going in at full time being like, oh, we lost 7-0, okay, you're coming out at either 3-0, 3-1, maybe it's 4-0, okay? But you only conceded one goal. That's controlling your loss. And I want you to kind of convert that. You can use that pretty much in anything where you have to win or lose. But I just kind of applied it to when I was working out. Like, okay, I missed my workout today. That's a loss. But what can I do today? I know I can't work out today. So what can I do to control this loss? I think that's helped me to stay consistent. It hasn't been like, oh, you have to be super disciplined. You have to, like, if you miss your workout one day, it's over. I think a lot of people have that mindset, and I definitely had it too when I did it at the start. Okay, now, somewhat related to that is our next point, which is number 2, and that is to keep getting better or else things will get harder. And what I mean by this is, when you're working out, this is more specific for when you're working out, but when you're working out and you are improving, you're going to improve naturally. You're going to get a little better and better and better. There's going to come a point where things kind of either take too long and you can't really, you might not have the time to do more sets of something. And so you kind of have to start stagnating how much you improve, I guess. And the problem with that is, and obviously it's okay to get to a certain goal that you want to get to and maintain it. I've done it for certain workouts. It works well for my mobilities type of stuff. But when it comes to other stuff like push-ups or pull-ups or something, I feel like if you just stick to what you can do after a while, what you can do gets harder. So let's say I want to do 10 push-ups and I can only do 2, right? I do 2, I slowly increase it, I can do 3, I can do 4, I can do 5, I can do 6, I can get all the way up to 10 now. And now I'm just going to keep doing 10. After a while, that 10 is going to get harder because, again, inevitably, you're going to have a loss somewhere, you're going to miss a day or two, and then your ability will go down. And because you weren't going up anymore after 10, then you're going to have to work harder to get back up to 10. And that's okay if 10 is your peak goal and that's as much as you want to do and there's no more that you want to add to that. That's absolutely fine. But if you want to kind of make 10 easy, you got to keep making it. If you want your workouts to feel rewarding and not boring, you're going to want to kind of add more to it, as little as you can. For example, I guess this is a good example, right? So I went running when I started, and I could only run maybe 1 kilometer, 1,000 meters, and I would struggle towards the end of the 1,000 meters. But what I said was, you know what, for the next however long, for the rest of my life, even if I want to, I'm going to add 200 meters to my run every month, right? And I run 4 times a month. Every Sunday I run. So by the end of each month, that was 2 years ago, right?
Right now, I run 8 kilometers every Sunday. And if you were to tell me that I was going to be running 8 kilometers every Sunday 2 years ago, I would have laughed at you. I hate running so much. Like, I am the biggest hater for just running for the sake of running. And I'm out here running 8K every Sunday. So, and that's only because every month I make it slightly harder. Yeah, I have my first run, which is 200 plus whatever my previous distance was. And then the next 3 weeks, I'm just trying to maintain that. And then I add it on again. So, after a few months, I was running 2K. After a few more months, I was running 3K, 4K. And I've just been getting better since. And my stamina has improved loads. And it's never at one point felt like I can't do this. And I've been slowly, gradually able to do it. So yeah, you could say maybe keep your stuff, your changes gradual, and obviously grow slowly. But as long as you keep getting better, things will stay easy for you. The moment you kind of start to stagnate, and I've started to stagnate at 8K because I genuinely don't feel the need to run 10K. Maybe I will increase it because it does start to get a bit more tiring. Like, from when I started running 8K to where I am now, 8K doesn't necessarily feel harder, but I know in a few weeks when I'm kind of used to it, it will start to feel harder because it starts becoming a chore in a way. Because it's like, oh, I have to do this. Whereas if it was like, oh yeah, I have to do this, but I'm gonna try to go for something a little higher, I'll feel a little more motivated to do what I want to do, and which is to work out basically. And actually, a bonus kind of idea or tip related to making things harder is that don't worry about how hard you make things for yourself. You're obviously going to have somewhat of a realistic expectation for yourself, and you'll know how much you can do and you can't do. But don't worry if the change you're making is too big for you, because, like I said, I run 8K now. But actually, most of the time, I think maybe up until like 2 months ago, that was 5K for me. Okay? Over the 2 years, I'd gotten to about 5K. And what happened was my running route, the route that I run got blocked because it was up for maintenance or something. And so I had to go a different route up a hill, and I had to do it. And I ended up doing that 4 times. And I thought, oh, it's like 1,500, so it'll be like 6K, 1,500 meters. But actually, it was 2K, and I was running 8K. And that was just me accidentally, not realizing the distance that it was because I wasn't using my phone or watch or anything. I was just using the signs that they have there. And then it was only after that, when I was like walking around, I looked at the steps on my phone and I was like, oh, this is much longer than I thought it was, that I was actually doing 8K. So you can take bigger risks. And one thing I've noticed is when you increase how much you do, the first workout always feels fine. The first workout always feels fine. The second workout is the hardest one because you're like, oh, I did it once, you know what, I can do it. But the second one, for some reason, it's like the first time you increase how much you do feels okay. But the second time you do it, it feels awful for some reason. And then the third and fourth or whatever, they're fine. But it's always that second workout that's like a problem for some reason. So I guess be aware of that second one. But also don't be afraid of increasing it because the first time you do it, you actually will be fine. Just trust yourself. It will be okay. And the final, I guess, tip or idea to have in your mind is to leave the decision making out of it. And what I mean by that is, this is a kind of a general tip when you're reading about like habits or anything, but make it easy for yourself. Like, have all your equipment in one place. I work out at home, so it's easy for me to kind of put it all in one room. It's kind of in a basket in one of the rooms, and I just take out that basket when I need to work out. If you go to the gym, obviously all your equipment is there, so that's fine. Or if you go out to a park, the equipment is all there. That's usually fine. But also in terms of your clothes, have like a separate kind of workout clothes section. So you just go in and you pick out 1 or 2 of those clothes and it's like, okay, I'm ready to work out. You don't leave any decision making when it comes to the moment, right? Because it's like, oh, I don't feel like I don't have the right clothes to wear. Oh, I'm not going to work out. Or, oh, but I'm feeling a little extra tired. I'm not going to work out. Don't leave any decision making to the last moment. Oh, I can't find my equipment. Okay, well, I'll just do it tomorrow then. So don't leave any kind of decisions to later or to the time when you have to actually work out. And kind of related to that is make your workout non-negotiable. Don't let yourself convince yourself out of doing what you need to do. There's a lot of times where especially at the start when I was working out, and I was like, oh, I don't want to go outside. I don't want to, it's cold, it's dark. I don't want to go out to the field. It's going to be wet. It's going to be damp. I'm going to get so dirty. I don't want to do this.
And thankfully, it was only like a 5-minute walk away from where I'm staying. So, like, what I did was I would just get my gear ready, which was already ready in the bag. So I had made it easy for myself. All my gear was in my bag, and it would stay in my bag. And then I'd put my clothes on, whatever, and I would just force myself out of the house, right? I'd force myself. I was like, you know what? Just walk down to the pitch. If the pitch is dirty, dry, or you don't want to do it when you get to the pitch, then you can go back home. All right, that was it. The non-negotiable was get out there and go there. And once I got to the pitch, I never wanted to walk home because I'm already here, so I may as well just do it now. Maybe once I had to leave the pitch, and that was because 2 horses pulled up on the field, and I didn't really want to train with the horses, so I had to go home. But like apart from that, again, that was a loss. I had to control it somehow. But make it non-negotiable. Just get out there. And even now that I work out at home in the living room, it's like I'm in the living room even before I work out, and I'm sitting there waiting to be like, yeah, once the clock hits the time that I'm supposed to work out, I'm ready to go. And even if I do it a little later, you have to do it. And even if like one day my abs were really sore and I had to do an ab workout, because I guess I had missed it the week before or something, and what I did was I was like, I know I won't be able to do this, but I was like, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna do it. And I did it, and like after like 4 or 5 exercises, I actually couldn't do more. And so that was like, okay, you know what? It was non-negotiable enough. You did it. You tried it. You're not able to do it right now. There's no point in injuring yourself. Now you can take a break and control your loss in whatever way. So don't allow yourself to negotiate with yourself. Make everything non-negotiable. Move everything else. Adjust everything else. If you want to stick to your workout routine, make that the sole focus. So obviously, when I wasn't working, this was easy because I had plenty of time. But once you started working, it's like you have to prioritize so many things. Obviously, like, getting to work, getting rest, eating, cooking, doing whatever you need to do at the house. But I made sure that exercising was one of the most important things and the most non-negotiable thing that I did. So next day, even though I worked the last day and I was tired, the one thing I had to do that next day when I had my day off was to work out. That was the only thing that was, I need to do this. And that helps you stay consistent. Even now where I work full time, I don't have that day off to do my workout. I have to do it every day after work. And there is only one thing in my schedule after work, and that is to work out. And once you can do that, and it obviously is very hard to do when you first start off, but give it a bit of time. And once you kind of get to that point and you kind of force yourself to be like, no, this is the one thing I have to do, after a certain while, you won't even need to force yourself to do it. You'll just kind of be ready to do it. It's kind of, I think it's like 3 weeks by the time a habit is made. So after 21 days, you'll be like, oh yeah, I don't even need to think about this. I just know what I need to do. And it's kind of the same with my running. Like I've already said, I hate running, and I did it every Sunday now. I can't go a Sunday without running. It's just a habit, and maybe it's a little like autistic on my part, but I can't not go running on a Sunday, even though I hate running. So after a certain point, you just kind of get addicted to it, I guess. Get yourself addicted to working out, then. It's probably better than other things anyways, so why not? Like, I've said what I wanted to say, but I feel like I haven't said it well enough. I really hope you understand what I'm trying to say, but I might try remaster this video and actually create a script and be precise in what I'm trying to get across. But yeah, maybe my video editing will help me here, but let's hope so. Yeah, alright. I'm gonna go outside and stare at the ocean now for a while, so why don't you join me?